Hello everybody, Farmer Anthony here from White Post Farm, and today I'm really excited to be reading you a book. It's one of the new Jojo and Gran Gran books, Jojo and Gran Gran Visit the Farm. It was a spring morning, the blossom was on the trees, the sun was shining, and Jojo and Gran Gran were on their way to the farm. Jojo was very excited. Gran Gran, I can't wait to show you Melanie. She's my favourite chick at the farm, said Jojo. Well, I can't wait to meet her, smiled Gran Gran. Look, here's a picture of me, Mummy, Daddy and Melanie. She's so tiny, fluffy and yellow. Melanie might not be quite so tiny anymore, Jojo. You haven't been to the farm in a while, have you? Asked Gran Gran. It wasn't that long ago, said Jojo. Soon, Jojo and Gran Gran arrived at the farm, and a friendly farmer in wellies came up to them. Hello there, welcome to the city farm. I'm Julie, she smiled. If you need to know anything about our animals, just ask, she said. Hello, I'm Jojo. Nice to meet you, Jojo. Have you visited the farm before? Asked Julie. Oh yes, said Jojo excitedly. I came with my mummy and daddy, and now I want to show Gran Gran all the animals that I saw. Well, they're all still here, Jojo, replied Julie. Jojo's eyes lit up. Even Melanie, she asked. Even Melanie, nodded Julie. Yay, shouted Jojo. Jojo ran towards the first pen. Look, Gran Gran, here are the sheep. I can see that, Jojo, laughed Gran Gran. Hello, sheep. Do you remember me? Bah, said the sheep. Bah, bah, replied Jojo. Jojo jumped up and down in excitement. Gran Gran took out her tablet to take a photo. Say cheese! Cheese! Yo, Jojo. Bah, bleated the sheep. After saying goodbye to the sheep, Jojo and Gran Gran made their way to the goat pen. There was a grey goat with a long beard and two big horns on his head. Look, Gran Gran, said Jojo, this is Nanny, the nanny goat. Last time we came to the farm, she tried to nibble Daddy's jacket. Hello, Nanny, do you remember me? Meh, replied the goat. Meh, meh, replied Jojo. Gran Gran pulled out her tablet. Say cheese! Yelled Jojo. Meh! Cried the goat. As Jojo was smiling for the photo, Nanny the nanny goat tried to nibble her coat too. No, Nanny, I'm not straw, and neither is this, giggled Jojo. Monsters. Then, Jojo and Gran Gran visited the next pen. This is Luna. She's Jojo tried to remember what Luna was. A llama. Luna is a llama, said Gran Gran. Yes, that's right. She's a llama. Gran Gran read the information on the side of the pen. It says here, Luna is 4 years old. Hello, Luna. Do you remember me? Asked Jojo. Gran Gran took a selfie of all three of them. Cheese! Yelled Jojo and Gran Gran. Mumbled the llama. Who's next, Jojo? Asked Gran Gran. Melanie! Shouted Jojo excitedly. Jojo held out her picture and ran up to the chicken run to look through the fence. Melanie! Called Jojo as she stood on her tiptoes looking over the fence. Jojo looked this way and that and ran around to the other side. Melanie, where are you? But all Jojo could see were grown-up chickens. Gran Gran, I can't see Melanie anywhere. Jojo sighed sadly. Jojo, I think it's time for a Gran Gran plan. Let's ask Julie. Julie was in the pen, feeding the chickens. How can I help you, Jojo? I can't find Melanie. said Jojo, as she looked at the photo of the tiny yellow chick. Well, Melanie is here, but she's grown up quite a lot since you last saw her. Do you see that chicken there? Asked Julie. Jojo looked over towards the chicken. Yes, replied Jojo slowly. Well, that's Melanie. Jojo giggled. No, it's not. Jojo looked at the chicken, and then looked at her photo, and then looked at the chicken again. Julie walked over to Melanie. Melanie, shall we show Jojo how quickly chickens grow up? Cluck, cluck, replied Melanie. Julie took Jojo and Gran Gran to look at the special chart. Melanie hatched from an egg. At first she was tiny, fluffy, a yellow chick, explained Julie. That's when you first met her, Jojo, said Gran Gran. Ah, sighed Jojo. Then Melanie started to grow bigger and bigger and grow more and more brown feathers. Whoa, said Jojo, until she became the grown-up chicken she is today. Jojo looked at Melanie curiously. But I haven't grown that much. Well, some animals grow more quickly than people, said Gran Gran. You can give her a little stroke if you like, said Julie. Jojo walked up to Melanie, trying not to scare her. Hello, Melanie. You're a grown-up chicken now, said Jojo. Cluck, cluck, replied Melanie. She's still really soft, Gran Gran. Would you like a new photo with Melanie? Asked Julie. Yes, please, said Jojo. Do you want to see where some of the eggs hatch? Asked Julie. Oh, yes, please, squeaked Jojo. This building is called a hatchery. It's a very special place. When we go inside, you have to be very quiet, okay? Explained Julie. Okay, whispered Jojo. Okay, whispered Gran Gran. Inside the hatchery looked really cozy. Looking around, they could see it was full of eggs. This is an incubator. We keep the eggs safe and warm in here until they're ready to hatch. Jojo looked very carefully at all the eggs. As she watched, one of them started to move. The small egg began to rumble and wobble. It teetered and tottered and then, crack! Oh! Jojo gasped. Look, Jojo, cried Gran Gran. The egg had cracked and a tiny, fluffy, yellow head appeared. Cheep, cheep, chirped the chick. Oh, wow. She's so tiny, fluffy and yellow, whispered Jojo. Would you like to name her? Chuckled Julie. Yes, please. I'd like to call her, Marjorie, said Joe proudly. Cheep, cheep. When Jojo and Gran Gran got home, they looked at all their photos from their visit to the farm. Thank you for taking me to the farm, said Jojo. Maybe next time we go, Marjorie will be as big as Melanie. Maybe, replied Gran Gran. Cluck, cluck, chirped Jojo, flapping her arms. Cluck, cluck, replied Gran Gran. I love you, Gran Gran, said Jojo as they snuggled up. Aw, I love you too, Jojo.